It is Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. Welcome into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Today we are recapping the racing from last night, including the Flow Late Models and Short Track Super Series. We're going to preview tonight's USAC action at Terre Haute, their new podcast episodes, and then stick around towards the end. I have some late model thoughts. Let's jump in. The Flow Racing Night in America late models were at TriCity Speedway last night for night number 4 of the series, and we got to see the 4th different winner on the season. Bobby Pierce showed up and showed out at a track he's had plenty of success at in the past. He went quick time by nearly 2/10, won his heat race, sat on the pole, and led all 40 laps en route to the $10,000 win. Points leader Jonathan Davenport finished second, Kyle Larson was third, Earl Pearson Jr. was fourth, and Shannon Babb rounded out the top 5. Brandon Shepard finished 10th in his family B5 Rocket. It was a nice recovery for Larson in the Rumley 6 after issues early in the night. He caught the wall in qualifying and had to be towed off the track. He later finished second in his heat race and then drove from 6th to 3rd in the feature. According to Dirt on Dirt, this was Pierce's 4th late model win of 2021 and his 30th career win at Tri-City. Like I said, lots of success there. They haven't posted updated point standings yet following the race, but there will be a shakeup in the top 5. Davenport will maintain the points lead, but Devin Moran, Tyler Erb, and Hudson O'Neal all didn't participate, so that will elevate Mike Marlar and Kyle Larson. The Flow Late Models are back next Wednesday night at Florence Speedway in Kentucky for another $10,000 to win race. Short Track Super Series South Region was in action last night at New Egypt Speedway in New Jersey, and we saw the 5th different winner in 5 South Region races there. Anthony Perego battled late with Max McLaughlin and Mike Mahaney and came out on top for the $5,000 score. Mahaney ended up second and maintains the South Region points lead, with McLaughlin finishing 3rd, Brandon Grosso 4th, and Stuart Friesen in 5th. It'll be a quick turnaround for a lot of the Northeast modified competitors as the Short Track Super Series North Region races this Sunday at Pencan, while the Super Dirt Car Series races Sunday at Weedsport and Monday at Lebanon Valley. Memorial Day weekend always brings a lot of racing, and things are busy across the country, including in the Northeast. The Short Track Super Series South Region is off until June 8th at Big Diamond. Millbridge Speedway here in North Carolina is running a 2-day non-wing 600 micro show this week. They are calling the Patriot Shootout. Last night was night number 1 with $1,000 on the line, and the field was pretty stacked, including names like Buddy Kofoid, Brent Cruz, Nick Drake, Jade Avedigian, Gavin Boschel, and NASCAR drivers Sheldon Creed and Brett Moffitt in the field. Micros at Millbridge always put on a good show, and last night was no different. In the end, Brent Cruz grabbed the win with Jade Avedigian 2nd, Nick Drake 3rd, Gavin Boschel 4th, and Buddy Kofoid in 5th. Kofoid was actually driving Christopher Bell's micro. You can watch the racing tonight live on speed51.tv. If you want to watch last night's race, it's available on the Swindell Speed Lab YouTube channel. You can watch that for free. Looking ahead to tonight, the busy dirt racing week continues, and a busy few days at Terre Haute get underway. Tonight, the USAC National Sprint Cars are at Terre Haute for the Tony Holman Classic before the Silver Crown cars hit the action track tomorrow for the Sumar Classic, and then Friday, the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars come through for the Wabash Clash. If you're nearby, Terre Haute is the place to be for the next few nights for open wheel fans. The Wednesday and Thursday programs also include Dirt Car Modifieds, while Friday also features RaceSaver Sprint Cars. Focusing on tonight, Brady Bacon enters the Holman Classic as the USAC Sprint Car points leader by 29 markers over Justin Grant. Kevin Thomas Jr., Robert Ballou, and Chris Windham complete the top 5. Windham is the defending winner of the event from last season, while Justin Grant also picked up a Terre Haute win in 2020. The hottest driver with the series right now, though, has been Robert Ballou. He enters on the strength of 10 straight top 10 finishes. He's the most recent winner back at Eldora, and his average finish over the previous 5 races is 4.6. Looking at half-mile track stats in the past year, plus Chris Windham leads all drivers with half-mile average finish of 2.9 and the most wins with 2. I kind of like how this is shaping up for Justin Grant, though. He had that win at Terre Haute last year, just barely, and I mean just like by a 10th of a position, trails Windham in half-mile average finish, and is actually tied with Ballou for average finish over the previous 5 races. He hasn't won since the opening weekend at Bubba, but has been very good lately. Tanner Thorson, KTJ, and Bacon all lead the way with 2 wins apiece on the season. Bacon has the most top 5s with 9, and Bacon, Ballou, and Grant are tied with the most top 10s with 10 each. Through 11 races, the second starting position has the most wins with 4, while we've seen winners come from as far back as 11th. If you can't be at Terre Haute tonight, you can watch live on Flow Racing. Speaking of Flow Racing, the Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora is quickly approaching, and Flow is currently running a contest to send a late model team to the event that normally wouldn't get to participate. The winning driver and team will receive free entry fees and pit passes, a Hoosier tire voucher, free fuel, free seatbelts, a custom shirt deal, and more. Voting is underway right now and includes 8 late model drivers. They are Austin Kirkpatrick, Brandon Little, Darren Klein, Jensen Ford, Joshua Bishop, Logan Robertson, Parker Martin, and past Conversations guest Ryan Missler. You can submit your vote every day over at flowracing.com. The podcast page at DIRTRACKR.com is busy again this week. Wing Nation has shows with Blake Anderson, Brian Brown, and Tyler Courtney. Open Red has Brent Marks and a look back at last season's return to racing at Knoxville. Stick Signals has Brent Larson. The Rigsby Report has Rick Schwallie. Forward Bite has Peyton Looney. The Dirt from Knoxville has Ryan Giles. Ohio Dirt has Brock Martin. Passing Points has Morgan Turpin. Midwest Autosports has Tyler Tischendorf. And there are new episodes of The Dirt Reporters, The Dirt Nerds, and Wednesdays with Wayne. To see the full list of shows and episodes, visit DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. And if you're a Dirt Late Model fan, I definitely recommend checking out that Rigsby episode with Lucas Series director Rick Schwallie. I listened to it yesterday myself. There's a lot in there to digest, including some Lucas Series history, Schwallie's rise from being a photographer, and his current stance on a lot of different issues in the late model world, including if there should be 1 or 2 national series. He also clarified the situation with Jonathan Davenport and his status with the series going forward. I disagree personally on some of what he said and talked about, but I understand his position. He's worked for his series, for a long time, and his perspective is that of trying to protect and grow what they've built. I get that. But I do find him to be short-sighted on some issues. He doesn't like that Rigsby and Ben Shelton have started the Flow series to sort of piggyback off some of these major events and series, and from his point of view has some valid reasons. I think, though, that it's not realistic to expect drivers to run a series and only run those series races. There's just too much money available through the season elsewhere, and a lot of these guys are racing for a living. As a series, you have to understand that some guys are going to try and race as much as they can. That's just the reality of the sport today. Also, having 2 national tours doesn't seem like it's going to end at any point in the near future, and I wish both sides would recognize that and actually work together more. Schwallie mentioned there's been more communication as of late, and that both the Outlaws and Lucas are working towards a more cohesive set of rules. That's definitely a step in the right direction. But something I'd like to see done better is promotion. When I worked at WRG, we tried very briefly to get a rivalry going between the 2 sides on social media, but I really only managed to make everyone mad, and it was eventually abandoned. I think a true Outlaws versus Lucas rivalry, similar in feel to like Lucas versus Posse on the sprint car side, could be really fun for both organizations and the fans. Some regular social media banter, the drivers getting involved, and maybe even a co-promoted race or 2 during the season could really set this thing up. But it won't happen as long as there is a divide between the 2 parties. I do agree with him, though, on the state of tracks and promoters going forward. There aren't enough young people involved in the promotion of tracks and events, and that's an existential problem for dirt racing as a whole going forward. I'd like to do more on this show, kind of talking about events and promotion going forward, but I need to get some more education with myself before I do that. I'm kind of working on that on, kind of on the sidelines, so stay tuned for more of that in the future. If you'd like to listen to that episode specifically, you can find it at DIRTRACKR.com on the podcast page or where you get podcasts. There are 6 items on the streaming schedule for today. Dirt Vision has Dirt Car Esports action from Charlotte. Fast 4 has Outlaw 600 racing from Cycleland. Flow Racing has the USAC Sprint Cars at Terre Haute and Weekly Racing from Action Track USA. And Speed Sport has IMCA racing from Southern Oklahoma Speedway. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily where you get podcasts plus YouTube and Facebook. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and leave a review. You can follow DIRTRACKR on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DIRTRACKR. And you can check out the website for all kinds of cool dirt racing stuff by visiting DIRTRACKR.com. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.